starts now. Because it never fails. Every week, The Real Housewives of Atlanta always has people talking. And the show trends every Sunday night on Twitter. That's because these ladies are always full of surprises. Like this one. We were shocked to see this story about Cynthia Bailey and her husband Peter almost leaving her. Our resident psychotherapist, Dr. Tiff, gets the scoop. They're over on the couch. Tiff.
We are over on the couch, and Peter just chuckled when you said that, Lynn. So I'm interested to get into this. Now, listen, Real Housewives of Atlanta has really chronicled your relationship and especially your marriage. And as soon as things seemed to be getting back on track and you guys were hitting your stride, then the fibroids came about. Tell me how that impacted your relationship and your marriage.
For me, it was... you know, I felt like my whole life was revolving around me having fibroids at that point.
Yeah.
It affected my energy. I was anemic. I had low sex drive. I mean, I was bloated. I was, you know, I didn't feel good in any shape, form, or fashion. I really, really didn't. And I think Peter would love to put his 2 cents in on this one because I think he probably suffered more than I did.
Well, it's interesting because people think that because one person has a disorder that the other person doesn't experience anything. They're just there. But Peter, how did this impact you?
Well, I mean, I didn't understand what was going on with her. And, you know, she tried several different things. She went to the doctor. They put her on different things, but it didn't work. It just made the situation, you know, worse. And, you know, we had actually no, like, she was always on edge. You know, she wasn't comfortable in her own skin. You know, you know, like this.
Which is understandable. This is a beautiful woman who has made, I mean, one of the things you say on the intro to Housewives, your business is beauty. And when you don't feel beautiful, how does that impact every other? Peter suffers.
I mean when you don't, you know, whether you're in the beauty business or not, you know, when you don't look good, you don't really feel good. I mean, so much of it is, it all works together. There has to be that balance. And one of the things that was a big, you know, thing for me was when Peter said to me, he asked me if I was still attracted to him. Because the whole, like, not having sex on a consistent basis, I really wasn't thinking about what it was doing to him. I was just consumed in my own misery, and I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I'm attracted to you. I just don't want to have sex with you right now.
And what was it doing to you, Peter?
Well, I mean, you know, she said consistent basis. It's not having sex at all. Not on a consistent basis.
Don't exaggerate, babe.
It's not at all. Okay.
Well, what's interesting, and I hear this a lot with people that I see in my practice, right, where when someone's desire is low and the other person's is high, the high person always feels like we never have sex, and the low person, like, we had sex a month ago. What are you talking about? So it's important to try and get that together. But Peter, I got to go to this Life and Style interview because one of the things that shocked us was that, you know, there was a quote in there saying something like, you know, if she hadn't gotten something done about the fibroids, if she hadn't been treated, that you would have left or even cheated. Is that true?
You know,
yeah, is that true?
Yeah, Peter, is that true?
what I did remember.
What happened was.
Yeah, what I did remember is that, you know, like, she was suffering with this disease for probably around 3 years, you know, on the show. And, yeah, we're working real hard. You know, we're in grind mode and we're getting it done. You know, but, like, in a marriage, there is, you know, things happen. You know, you're supposed to, you know, satisfy your mate as your mate is trying to satisfy you. And when you have long stretch of time where that don't exist at all, then you kind of wonder, is like, what's going on here? It's like, I feel like, you know, I'm living with a roommate, but we're not intimate at all.
And what people are hearing right now from you is a very honest expression. I appreciate you being so candid about it because a lot of people don't get how important sex is in a relationship, especially if it's not important to one person. Right. If their affection and their love is shown through maybe, you know, quality time and affirmation and things like that, if that's your love language, cool. But it sounds like yours is that physical touch, that connectedness. You knew that you were loved by Cynthia by sex. If she was giving you some, you were feeling very, very loved. And when the sex stopped coming, it made you question. Not that she didn't love you, but it just made you question things, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when, you know, I own a bar and I'm around women all the time. You know, and when I get home, I get, you know, flatline. And, you know, I understood that she was going through a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, I wish I knew the limitation of what I can say and can't say right now. You know, but, you know, this disease, could we call it that?
Well, I felt like it was.
Yeah, well,
It was very
you know,
debilitating, right?
it's
Absolutely.
like, you know, what usually take place 4, 5, 6 days for a lady, you know, when you're on this thing, it takes place sometimes 10, 12, 13 days. And that don't make her feel hot at all.
And also, let me
You
just
know?
add this.
Yeah.
You know, when I was actually dealing with my fibroid
Yes.
situation before I had the procedure, whatever Peter was feeling at that time, whatever complaints he had, I didn't care at that time because I was just trying to get to the next day. And I feel like there were so many things I had to do. You know, I had to shoot the show. I had to work. I had to take care of my daughter. I was like, well, if I can, do I have to have
See,
sex?
I was on the
Like,
list
maybe I don't
down
have
here.
to do
It
that.
sounds like what we
Yeah.
were talking
And
about
that doesn't
earlier.
work.
Yeah.
It sounds like what
doesn't
we were
work.
talking about earlier with the resolutions, how we always don't put ourselves at the top
Right.
of the list. And so
Right.
the relationship, you for sure, and you, your partner, have to be at the top of their list. And then everything else will definitely fall into place. Now, I know, Lynn, you have some questions, right?
Well,
for Cynthia and Peter?
We have some questions. Well, you guys hang tight. We have to go to break.